Hey YouTube, it's Corinne. So I've been living in this van for 22 months. And when we last left off, I was living in a 1993 GMC Vandura that got like 12 miles per gallon. And I was also juggling a 2002 Honda Civic, and that was a pain in my ass. So I decided to sell those two cars, and I got this 1999 Nissan Quest. It's a minivan, and it gets around 18 miles per gallon. And it's so much better. It doesn't squeal or make any of those rattling noises anymore. It drives so smooth. So I took this van on a road trip with me, and this road trip is going to last about 3 to 6 months. I'm going to head north and eventually land in New York. And I've already winterized my van. I brought all the insulation with me from the old van into the new van. And my first stop on my road trip is a place called St. Augustine, Florida, which is supposedly like a really historical place. It was like the first Spanish settlement in America or something. So it looks like a really rinky-dink little hoedown ghost town. So it was a little scary coming here, but now I'm getting settled. I'm parked at the library. I was doing some work on my computer. So that's how you make a living when you're living in your van. You gotta have some sort of telecommute work or something like that. You could also do temp jobs, temporary jobs, but there's no guarantee that you're gonna find one. So yeah, it's a beautiful day here in Florida. It's about 67 degrees, and I'm so glad that I quit my job to be a freelance writer and go traveling in a van. I was living in a van for 22 months, just job camping. That's what some people call it. They just stay in one fixed location and work at their job and park down the street from their job. And that's what I've been doing, and it was fun, it was good. But I've been itching to get away from Orlando. I've been dying to travel and go experience life. So it's going to be a lot of fun. What else? Yeah, so that van that I had was horrible. It was squeaking, it was squealing, there was so much smoke coming out of the exhaust, and I just had to give it up because my mom convinced me that that van was not going to make it to New York. So I got $400 for it from one of those we buy junk cars places. Some people just pulled up in their Mercedes and they gave me $400 cash, and they drove away with this clunker. That thing, the steering pump was broken, and it just had a ton of problems. So I was too embarrassed to sell it to a serious buyer, so I just sold it to a junk car person. I don't know what the hell they're gonna do with that. Have some wild parties in it or something. And the Honda Civic, that was a really hard thing to give up because I had that thing for 3 years. It was so reliable, it didn't break down at all in the last year. I really loved my Honda Civic. But juggling two cars was impossible. It was horrible. Juggling two cars, I got a lot of parking tickets and traffic tickets, and it was, you know, I had to walk 40 miles to transport these vehicles back and forth and stuff. And so it's also a big load lifted off my shoulders that I no longer have to juggle two vehicles. But it also, at the same time, it's a really big downsize because I went from having a high-top conversion van to a minivan. So I have this nice little setup in the back. It looks like I have too much stuff for the minivan, so I'm afraid I'm gonna have to downsize and throw some things away because things are like cluttered, piled on top of my bed, and I got some duffel bags in the passenger seat. It's not a good look. If I was able to take out those two bench seats and build a storage bed type platform, then I would be able to shove all my stuff underneath the bed, and I wouldn't have stuff piled into the passenger seat. But this, I looked at the owner's manual, and it doesn't look like this seat is removable. I would have to go to a mechanic or get some tools and pry it open or something. So right now I'm happy with just, you know, sleeping on the bench seats. But I would like to have a more organized setup. So yeah, I'm on my road trip. My next stop after St. Augustine, I'm going to stay here for a couple weeks and see the historical sites. And after St. Augustine, I'll probably go to Atlanta, Georgia. It's 5 hours away though, so I'll probably have to go to some rest stops and take a nap or something, because 5-hour drive, woof. But yeah, it's going to be fun, and I hope you all feel inspired to get out, and despite what your parents tell you, or your son, daughter, your friends, just do what you want to do in your life and follow your dreams. Be a traveling drifter if that's what makes you happy. Quit your job and pursue everything that you've been dreaming of. Okay, so that's it for now. See you later.